Excellency Jasroud bin Abdurrahman bin Hassan Al Thani, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of State for Defense Affairs, and on behalf of the United States of America, by the Honorable Pete Hegseth, Secretary of Defense of the United States of America. Firstly, a statement of intent on defense cooperation between the State of Qatar and the United States of America. Secondly, a letter of offer and acceptance for MQ-9B aircrafts.
Wow.
And a letter of offer and acceptance, FS Lids. Thank you. It is my honor to announce the signing of a joint declaration of cooperation between the State of Qatar and the United States of America. Signed on behalf of the State of Qatar by His Highness Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, Emir of the State of Qatar, and the Honorable Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America. The signing ceremony has now come to an end, and now a joint statement from His Highness the Emir and the President.
Thank you very much.
Wow.
We had a couple of hours of great meeting
I didn't
with
know he spoke
the
English.
President, and we discussed many issues, our great bilateral relationship, and also the situation in the region. Of course, I think after signing these documents, we are going to another level of relationship between Qatar and the United States. So I just wanted to thank you, Mr. President, again for this historic visit. Thank you very much, sir.
Well, thank you very much. And this has been a very interesting couple of hours. We discussed the world. We discussed Russia and Ukraine, where you've been a tremendous help in so many different ways. We certainly discussed Iran, where it's been really an interesting situation. I have a feeling it's going to work out. I think it's going to work. It's got to work out one way or the other. We know it's going to work out. But you were of great help, and other things. But in particular, trade. The trade is the. Kelly's telling me from Boeing, it's the largest order of jets in the history of Boeing. That's pretty good. And that's 140, was that a 140 or 160? Well, yeah, but you're right, it's actually 200, including the 40, so it's over $200 billion. But 160 in terms of the jets, that's fantastic. So that's a record, Kelly. And congratulations to Boeing. Get those planes out there, get them out there. But I just want to thank you. We've been friends for a long time, long before politics. Well, for you it was politics, for me it wasn't, right? But we've been friends for a long time, and this is an outstanding man. He's a great man, and we're going to help each other. The United States is in a very strong position militarily. We have the best equipment anywhere in the world. You're buying a lot of that equipment, actually, and I think we're going to see some of it in action tomorrow at the, we won't call it an air fair, but it's going to be sort of an air fair. We're going to be shown a display that's going to be incredible. They have the latest and the greatest of our planes and just about everything else. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun and very interesting. But I just want to thank you for the friendship, for the long-time friendship. And again, long before any of this stuff, we just liked each other. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. but we always had a very special relationship. And we came from Saudi Arabia, where we have another great man over there that's a friend of yours. And you two guys get along so well and like each other. You sort of remind me a little bit of each other, if you want to know the truth. You're both tall, handsome guys that happen to be very smart. But he's also a very special guy, and it's good to see all the relationships forming in the Middle East, because the Middle East is really being talked about all over the world, and we're having a lot to do with it. We're helping a lot, but they're doing a tremendous job. So I just want to thank everybody very much for being here. I want to thank the media. The media has been very fair, actually, and it's a great honor to be with you. This is, you take a look at this room. This room is the real deal. That's called white marble. It's very hard to buy. Believe me, I know very well, because you try to buy it, you can't buy it. And you just take a look at what you have here. It's been incredible what you've been able to build as a nation.
Beautiful curtains.
And we're with you all the way, and you know that.
Thank you. The ceremony has now come to an end.
Wow, that is just
Of the Boeing Company.
highway.
We will now witness the signing of a number of agreements in the field of defense between the State of Qatar and the United States of America, signed on behalf of the State of Qatar by His Excellency Sheikh Saud bin Abdurrahman bin Hassan Al Thani, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of State for Defense Affairs, and on behalf of the United States of America by the Honorable Pete Hegseth, Secretary of Defense of the United States of America. Firstly, a statement of intent on defense cooperation between the State of Qatar and the United States of America.
All right. Pete Hegseth has come a long way.
Secondly, a letter of offer and acceptance for MQ-9B aircrafts.
The things that are going on in such a short period span of time is admirable.
Unbelievable.
It really is. We have not seen anything in the
And
last
letter
4
of offer and
years like this.
FS Lids.
Or maybe 10, 100 years.
Thank you. It's my honor to announce the signing of a joint declaration of cooperation between the State of Qatar and the
Hey,
United
better to
States of
receive
America.
than to give.
On behalf of the State of Qatar, by His Highness Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, Emir of the State of Qatar.
The United States
and the
been just
Honorable
giving. We
Donald
$36
J.
trillion in
President
giving.
of the United
About
States of
time we're
America.
getting something back. $36 trillion worth of debt of giving. Trillions. 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 We have given trillions, 36 trillion. 7 trillion the last 4 years with the previous administration. And we talking about 400 million. Wow. For a plane, to replace a 40-year-old plane that he's riding around in. Riding around a 40-year-old
The signing
Air
ceremony
Force
has now come to
One.
an end. And now, a joint statement from His Highness the Emir and the President.
It's so ridiculous. As long as we go more in debt and destroy the country, that works. But
Thank
to
you very
get
much.
anything back
We
is a problem.
had a couple of hours of great meeting with
That's why we did the
the
mineral deal
president,
with Ukraine.
and we discussed many issues our
Give us our
great
money
bilateral
back.
relationship and also the situation in the region. Of course, I think after signing these documents, we are going to another level of relationship between Qatar and the United States. So I just wanted to thank you, Mr. President, again for this
Qatar, they have
historic
more
visit.
respect
Thank you very
for
much, sir.
him. I mean, it's
Well, thank you very
unbelievable
much.
the
And
respect the
this
world
has
has
been,
for him.
A very interesting couple of hours. We discussed the world. We discussed Russia and Ukraine, where you've been a tremendous help in so many different ways. We certainly discussed Iran, where it's been really an
Yeah, it
interesting
probably is.
situation. I have a feeling it's going to work out. I think it's going to work. It's got to work out one way or the other. We know it's going to work out. But you were of great help, and other things. But in particular, trade. And the trade is the Kelly's telling me from Boeing. It's the largest order of jets in the history of Boeing. That's pretty good. And that's 140. Is that a 140 or 160? Well, yeah, but you're at, it's actually 200, including the 40, so it's over $200 billion. But 160 in terms of the jets, that's fantastic. So that's a record, Kelly, and congratulations to Boeing. Get those planes out there, get them out there. But I just want to thank you. We've been friends for a long time, long before politics.
Wow.
Well, for you it was politics, for me it wasn't, right? But we've been friends for a long time, and this is an outstanding man. He's a great man, and we're going to help each other. The United States is in a very strong position militarily. We have the best equipment anywhere in the world.
Go
And you're
ahead.
buying a
Best
lot of that
president in your
equipment, actually. I
lifetime.
think we're going to see some
People
of
need
it
to
in action
recognize.
tomorrow. At the, we won't call it an air fair, but it's going to be sort of an air fair. We're going to be shown a display that's going to be incredible. They have the latest and the greatest of our planes and just about everything else. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun and very interesting. But I just want to thank you for the friendship, for the long-time friendship. And again, long before any of this stuff, we just liked each other. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. But we always had a very special relationship. And we came from Saudi Arabia, where we have another great man over there that's a friend of yours. And you two guys get along so well and like each other. You sort of remind me a little bit of each other, if you want to know the truth. They're both tall, handsome guys that happen to be very smart. But he's also a very special guy, and it's good to see all the relationships forming in the Middle East, because the Middle East is really being talked about all over the world, and we're having a lot to do with it. We're helping a lot, but they're doing a tremendous job. So I just want to thank everybody very much for being here. I want to thank the media. The media has been very fair, actually, and it's a great honor to be with you. This is, you take a look at this room. This room is the real deal. That's called white marble. It's very hard to buy. Believe me, I know very well, because you try to buy it, you can't buy it. And you just take a look at what you have here. It's been incredible what you've been able to build as a nation.
Magnificent.
And we're with you all the way, and you know that.
Beautiful thing.
Thank you. The ceremony has now come to an end. CEO of the Boeing Company.
Wow, you guys. I guess what they're doing is on here. Let me turn this. They're signing the documents. You know what? One thing I noticed is that America has changed to the point, I don't know what's going on, but it's so much like rage and anger and just no matter what's going on, the disrespect, you actually have a president that's actually working. But it's funny how crazy people are. We had a incompetent, unfit president. Now the people, the reporters that did a disservice to this country, that should have reported about how unfit Biden was. Now they're so happy to have a president that's transparent. I mean, they're allowed on the Air Force One. They're allowed in cabinet meetings. They're allowed when different dignitaries come from other countries, presidents, and they are not. And it's not like selective like it was for when Biden. They had scripted questions, pre-questions. They had spots for him to stand at and try to, do things to lead him out the room. And it's like all this stuff was going on. They're showing more respect. Do you know that when he came into the country that they had jets escorting the president of the United States arrival? They had jet planes and they had played his music.
Thanks.
I mean, it's like the respect on another level. I mean, they treated him like royalty, which they are. I mean, it's unimaginable. They have flown the American flag than the Democrats in this country. You see people flying all these other flags, and here he is in Saudi Arabia, now in Qatar. They have shown more respect for the president of the United States. And if you saw it yesterday, now this is Qatar. It's just unimaginable. Like the respect. This is the motorcade they have for him coming into, I guess the palace or whatever. It's like, it's unbelievable. They show more respect for the president than the citizens here of the United States of America. I mean, they hold him up in high esteem. They got right now, what is it, Syria? They are rejoicing that the sanctions been lifted up. They are celebrating our president. And we got so much hate and anger that we can take 1 minute as Americans. Look at this. This is Qatar. This is nothing like even what yesterday. I mean, how the Crown Prince greeted President Trump. I mean, it's unimaginable that we can't take our minds off to look at everything he's doing is not bad. Everything he's doing more for Americans than any president has in probably the last 50, 60 years.
Did you read this? What she said?
What?
She said when people's rights are being taken away, people get angry. When you watch your neighbors being dragged off the street without due process and violation of their human rights, you get angry.
You know what? They're not your neighbors. They're not your neighbors. If they didn't come into this country legally, they are not your neighbors. Y'all are lunatics. They are not your neighbors. You don't know who's living next to you. They're not your neighbors. They're your neighbors. Oh, you know how many people that are waiting to become citizens that have went through the process and have paid I don't know how much money, and they're waiting for their certificate of naturalization. And you got these people coming in. You got a countries that empty out their prisons, and y'all are saying don't arrest them. They are not. Kilmar, he's a gang member. He's a human trafficker. He's a wife beater. All these different things, and you say bring him back on our dime. Guess what? Let you pay for it. Because we don't have the money. We are broke.
Yeah, David, you voted for Kamala. Yeah, Larry said by far the greatest president of all time.
He is. Yep. Look at this. Look at them. They on horses and everything. We have because they respect their dignitaries in other countries. Whether they agree or not, they show respect. And there's a lack of respect in this damn country. Oh, yeah, right. Hey, British black man, come back again. He really is. And this is a foundational black American. And the people here, we don't vote for policy. We vote for whoever has the best entertainers. That's what the Democratic Party, that's what they presented to us. Nothing. They presented transgender abortion, open borders, high economy, high inflation, high gas prices, food prices, 2 wars. That's what they presented. And nothing, and illegal immigrants was their baby. Nothing for us. Nothing. But they gave us $7 trillion worth of debt. And look at them respecting the president of the United States. They look, he's getting military escort. It's unimaginable all the respect they're showing. We don't know what respect is in this country. We're dumb. Look at this. He's driving in. This is called respect. Biden, they didn't even meet him at the airport. Biden wasn't even met at the airport. He wasn't even met at the airport. This is respect. And our parents, your parents should teach you respect, because this is giving him honor. We didn't get this. This is for us. This is showing United States of America, hear me, respect. When you respect our president, you respect all of us. Everyone in this country, whether you're legal or unlegal, this is respect. So busy being angry, and the Democrats don't have any agenda. He's making deals like no other president that I have seen. Give him his just dues. He's getting like, what, a $600 billion deal now for us? Jobs here? I mean, how many trillions? And he's only been in office 4 months? Come on now, give him his honor. And I'm not in agreement with everything. Don't get me. You call people out. Nobody agrees with everything. But this I agree with. $2 trillion in 2 days. And you know what the Democrats did? 4 years, they gave us $7 trillion worth of debt, 14 million homeless people, 2 wars, healthcare sky high. They're on our Medicare, Medicaid. They're in luxury apartments while our vets are sleeping out on the damn street and needing help and don't have food. And you know what he did? He transferring migrant money to our freaking vets. Y'all better get on board. Get on board. This is respect. And that's a representation of us. And the rest of the world do not treat him like the damn Democrats got half the nation, or not even half, because it wasn't half of y'all that got him in the office. Got y'all running around like lunatics when they the ones who did this bull crap to us. They were responsible. Only thing he been doing is working to get money here, get jobs here, and end 2 damn wars. It's amazing how I had no idea how much the world, I had no idea how much they respect our president.
Vladimir Putin.
And Vladimir Putin, all of them respect this man. We had Biden, they didn't even meet him at the damn airport. They certainly did not give him no jet flying escort. They met him in the air with jet fighters to escort it's unbelievable. I've never seen nothing like that. They escorted our president with jet fighters into their country. Good God.
Biden's standing in the corner.
Biden's standing in the corner some damn wheres right now. They get more respect than these phony behind Democrats. And this is coming from a former one. They have nothing to offer, no agenda, and no matter what's going on, $2 trillion coming in this country, and he only been in office 4 months. They're not talking about the stock market now has changed. They're not talking about the borders are closed, 99% closed within a couple months. They're not talking about lower housing and stuff is coming down. Mainstream media is not reporting this. And that's why I don't just listen to them. This is Forbes right here. You got to spread your horizons. Go ahead. For the land am the home of the brave. That's right. That's right. We're going to have, you know what we're going to have? And I'm going to try to push for it because I'm an organizer and activist. We're going to have America First celebration. America First celebration. America First celebration. I'm tired of watching those rallies, hands off and 50-51, and all they doing is angry and they don't even know what they're protesting about. While their leaders that have them out there aren't doing a damn thing for any of us. Certainly not Americans. They only fight for criminal illegal immigrants that they want to bring back to the country. That's their whole agenda. Watch your news and see what their agenda is. Watch MSNBC. Watch CNN. Watch your favorite news program, Democrats. And that's all they talk about is the illegals. That's it. About what they need to do for them, not you. Go ahead, Trump. Got a freaking real president. I like a leader that got some freaking power. See, only weak people want a weak behind leader that's a yes man. I'm glad he's standing 10 toes down for America. Flood the chat. USA, 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 USA. That's right. We're Americans. And that's our president. He's the president of black Americans, white, now I ain't gonna say black. He's the president of all of America. All of us.
We're Americans.
And we voted for him. All of us did. Black people, white people, Asian, indigenous, Indians, Jews, Italians. We put him into office. And that's why he won. We voted as Americans.
Also, look at how much respect this man is getting right
Oh,
now.
look at this. It's freaking unbelievable. And we don't do this for our own president. They don't treat their leaders like we treat ours. We had a non-active freaking president that was just, I don't know where he was. I don't want to talk about Biden, but everybody saw what was up.
To talk about him, what he did to this country.
Unbelievable. The rest of the world has more respect than we do, and that's a problem. There is no way that we should not support him. Let him do his freaking job. Let him. This is in Syria. Let him. The people there. They're celebrating President Trump. That's what they're doing in Syria.
Carlos, you could thank
And
Biden for that.
People in Psalms and Syria celebrate President Trump's decision to lift U.S. sanctions. The people have suffered. They are celebrating our president, and we got people in the streets that's talking. I don't know what they be talking about. They're not talking about anything for us because there's no agenda. Look at how they celebrate President Trump. They're celebrating President Trump.
How are you going to say you're ignorant and use the wrong grammar?
Wow. It's all right. This is called Speak the Truth, whether you want to hear it or not. You tell me what the Democrats have done, and I'll uplift that. Tell me what the Democrats have done for Americans. Tell me what they have done for Americans for the last 4 years. What have they done for our country in the last 4 years?
Name one thing the Democrats have
What
done.
have the Democrats done for us the last 4 years? What are your Democrat elected officials? What are they doing for you right now? Are they bringing jobs? Are they lowering prices? Are they trying to end wars? What about the interest rate? Are they getting veterans off the street? Are they getting homeless Americans off the street? What are they doing for us? Oh, well, as black people, they promise us something every 4 years that they don't keep. But we keep voting the same way, or like, they say it's insanity. You keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, and the same damn crap keep happening. God bless America. God bless America. Land of the free. God bless America. God bless America. God bless America. They're celebrating our presidents while we got these lunatics trying to fight against him. But guess what? Y'all seeing what he's doing. The good works is manifesting. It's only been 4 months. 4 months. 4 months. But he's done more in 4 months than the Democrats have done in 16 years. More than they have done for us. They don't fight for us. They fight for everyone else except for Americans. He's doing the work that they're not doing. Somebody has to handle the debt. What other president has tackled this $36 trillion debt we're in? You think we're going to exist like that? 36 trillion, and now we got money coming in and y'all still angry. Democrats still angry. Well, they gave him a $400 million plane. God bless America. What you sow, show you reap. We sown $36 trillion. Give him a goddamn darn $400 million plane then. The plane he riding on is 40 years old. Let them bless us. God said, give and it shall be given unto you. Pressed down, shaking there, running over. So United States is a country of givers. So we're going to reap what we have given, and it's coming back to us. For our first date, I like Italian. They are celebrating him.
Yeah, I just thought of something.
They celebrating Trump.
Turn it back to us. Everybody in the chat, you can reply if you want to, but I'll ask you, Mom. Why is it like that Trump is the president for their country more than he's the president for ours?
Why are they celebrating him more? They see the work that he's doing, what we are blind to. It's like, it's amazing.
Someone said the sun is the worst part. What did I do, man?
Look. Anyway, we love all of you. We don't care.
You're getting banned, Chris. We're not spamming here.
Yeah, you got it. We want people to have a clear, concise conversation, speak your mind, but don't just spam because you're not being heard like that. You're just going to get put off the channel.
Yeah.
But it's just amazing that the rest of the world, like, what was the question? You said why
are they celebrate the president for them?
Because they can see what our people are so confused because our mainstream media are so influential. I was influenced for most of my adult life that I could vote, that was able to vote, that all I watched was mainstream media, liberal media. I had nothing outside the box. It had to be Meet the Press, CNN, ABC, Morning Joe, MSNBC, all the news networks, Meet the Press, Face the Nation. I was a diehard. I thought they were speaking the gospel, not knowing that they're biased, not knowing they one-sided. When Trump came into office, prior to being in office, 93% of what's the news posts about Trump is 93% negative. So that's influence our minds. So when you turn on all these channels, Trump this, Trump that, Trump this, Trump that, he's Hitler, he's a threat to democracy, this all of the lies while they were destroying this country. I'm an activist. I help get Biden into office. I
God,
got selfie with Biden. Go 3 weeks ago with my videos. You'll see me with Biden. You'll see viral videos with me with Biden
oh,
and the Democratic leadership. I've been in Washington quarters, walking the hallway. Hey, Bernie, whatever.
God bless you too.
But
Someone said, I cannot believe you fell for this when you are Black Americans.
yeah, Black Americans, we supposed to stay on welfare, stay poor,
Section 8.
Section 8, stay on that
Food
back,
stamps.
keep having the cops beat us down, no anti-hate crime bill, all the injustices under Democrat leadership to Black people. Guess what? Nothing has changed. It's still going on. But they say, oh, last time, 2020, Biden said we're going to have an anti-hate crime bill. We're going to have George Floyd bill, the John Lewis anti-hate crime bill.
John O said it.
Nothing
Yeah,
happens.
John O said a great point. He was saying like how the Democrats cause broken families in the Black household.
Yeah, and that's the damage that Black people, I hope if I don't do anything at all before 2028, get out to Black people the damages that the Democratic Party, the assaults that they have done to Black families. And like he made a great point. They assaulted us. When you remove the head of the household out of the family, which is the father, the son, the uncle, the nephew, when you remove the men out of the household, then that's the head. Then when he's the author of the 1994 crime bill, which caused mass incarceration of Black people. It did not matter the crime. He said that Black men were super predators. He said they were beyond repel. He said that they were beyond rehabilitation. Just for the judges to lock Black people up, throw away the key. He didn't want Black people or men walking down the street with his white wife or mother or someone he referred to. This is what he did. And you know what the judges have done? When they see a young youth, it's another form of slavery. They take and they give them 30 years. It could be a misdemeanor crime. It could be because they don't have money for lawyers. And they want them to take a deal. So they take a deal and they get 20 years taken out of their life. But in that prison life, they are raping them, they're abusing them, and they're hardening them because they have to survive the environment. Meanwhile, the moms that are left without the head of household, the kids are left with no one that they can model themselves after. Like, get a job, get your college degree. This is not the 1960s. They could go to school. We have doctors, lawyers, electronic engineers, and all, you name it. You could become an astronaut, whatever you want to become. An accountant, whatever it is. Entrepreneurs, I forget how many multi-millionaires we have as Black people. We have so many multi-millionaires. We have so many billionaires. We have money in our community. We spend over $1 trillion a year into this nation. So we are productive. But when you take away the head, then the kids are left to the streets because they want the LeBrons, they want the Jordans, they want the Steph Currys. They want the sneakers, they want the jewelry, and they see all that money and how, you can have this because mom has the roof over your head, but she can't give you the toys you want, the luxury toys I'm talking about. She can't get you the PlayStation 5. She can't get you, the Xbox or whatever the kid, or the iPhones. So without the father leadership, and you can see people like Deion Sanders and fathers that are in the household, how it makes a difference and how it's impactful to the children. That's what Biden did. That's what he did to the household. And the judges, what they have done, they lock us up and they keep us there. And by the time they come out, it's a whole new world. They have no skills because in the prisons, instead of teaching them a skill so when they come out, they can be productive out here, because you have a lot of intelligent Black people are super intelligent, and we're super creative and athletes, and you name it. And all this talent and all these geniuses are being locked away off of something dumb. And they're not given any kind of grace.
And then some inventions that Black people made, the people of other cultures took the credit for.
They take the credit for all the contributions that Black people through even slavery and through oppression and through everything that was going on. We still made some of the best inventions that ever existed on earth. We built them pyramids over in Africa and stuff. So we are super highly intelligent people, but they try to God made us all with the same brain, just different skin tone. And I adore it because it's wonderful that we're not all the same. Because all different cultures, we complement each other. You have the Italians, you have Black people, you have Jewish people, you have all types of Asians and Latinos. It's wonderful, different foods and flavors and cultures. It makes it exciting to be different. But all our insides are the same. You can't look at a brain and say, oh, that was a Black brain or white brain or Italian brain. God made all our organs and all our insides are all the same because we are the human race. And we need to come together as a people, and especially as Americans. We're one nation under God. And we need to work together. Anytime you have these other countries, they are celebrating him like he's a freaking king. I mean, it's unimaginable. And when he comes back here, they got all these freaking protests because the way the media, they give you some of the news. They don't give you all the news. And the only people in disagreement are people who are hurt. They're hurt because it's not easy
No,
that has somebody telling you the truth, because the truth hurts. So
don't get it wrong, Mr. Arnold. Like, we criticize Trump all the time.
we're gonna do one on him probably later on or tomorrow about Trump, what we don't see. Yeah, we're not biased, but we're gonna give credit where credit is due. That's a fact. That's how they escorting him in. By look what they use in Teslas. That's the beast. I just find it just unbelievable that the world shows him so. I mean, this respect is over. I've never seen anything like it. And they fly our American flag more than what we flying it. Look at this. Okay, yeah. I want him to speak. Go ahead. Speak, Elijah Moore. I tell him that all the time too.
Just really quiet.
Yeah, but I tell him he don't like when we say speak up, but
Don't say that.
okay. I told you. No, we talking about you to talk more. The young people need to hear you. Not that. No. Okay, stay here. No. You know what? As the prices go down, it's going to be like, what are they going to say?
Someone said this is all fake.
Fake news, right? What are they going to say? You know, what are you going to say when all the prices go down and people still, like all the companies that are coming here and they start setting up shop? Right now, the paperwork is being done. But what are people going to be able to say when the stuff happens?
Dang, someone said the Democrat Party, they are the ones who are responsible for what happened to MLK and JFK.
Yeah, that's what they're finding out. Wow, that's deep. You know, if all that stuff is true, that's deep. Were you reading it?
Yeah, I'm just reading the comments. I appreciate it, Arch. It means a lot.
Don't have the
But
sound for that.
That's the thing, that the people who are doing these anti-Trump YouTube accounts, they might not even feel that way. They're making tons of money off of it. I mean,
Yeah, they're making. Let's see here, y'all. That's why we have Trump, so he can have a better future, bro. bro. Because the way it was going, the Democrats are destroying this country. That was not going to be a better future, but World War III. Huh?
That's like Fousey, bruh.
Bro, yeah, food seat says bro. You're welcome, Daisy. It's like, it's just amazing how the rest of the world is showing our president more respect, and he's working for us. And they know it. They recognize that he's working for us. But you got the Democratic Party, which I was a part of, so brainwashed that they see he's working for us and honoring him. How does that happen? How does that happen? How is he working for himself without a paycheck? I got it. Working for himself, that he made less money being president during his first term than being president, but all the Democrats became multimillionaires, which they were not.
No, we know, Lisa. It's just that I gotta speak up more. I've just always been a quiet person. But thank you.
You're welcome, with Jeff. I just think that we need to have a day of America First celebration. That's what we need to have for all of us. America First celebration. Elijah, they say there's nothing wrong with being a quiet person. Israel is first in their country, but we totally support Israel. This is America. They don't say America first. They're not saying America first in Israel. And each country is about their welfare, and we're taking the time to be about our welfare as well.
American people spoke this election.
American people have spoken. We have spoken, but the rest of the world sees it more than we do. What we have in the office, because these people will only give honor where honor is due. These people would not, they didn't do it for Biden. You want us to go, I think I did pull it up, how they didn't even meet Biden at the freaking airport. And that's a fact. You could Google it, look it up. Look it up. Look it up. All you do is have these people who have not done anything, and they try to find fault, and they try to find anything they can. What are you requesting of the Democratic Party? What are you requesting of them?
They must support us giving money to Ukraine.
It's like they're not going to focus on what is being done and what has been done. And the deals that are being made, no matter how many deals, no matter how much money that he's going to have flooding into this country, and jobs flooding in this country, and having these other countries give back to the United States, something that how do you think we got $36 trillion in debt? How did that happen? What did the last administration? Did they spend money, or did they do what Trump is doing?
Well,
answer that.
Kush 24, you answer this. This is my response to you. How did Joe Biden beat, an incumbent president?
Yeah.
How did Joe Biden beat that? If you think that Trump won a law saying that his loss wasn't rigged, then how did Joe Biden beat an incumbent president?
And he had the most votes, more than any other president in the history of the United States. Joe Biden has never been that popular. And they did have illegals voting in our election. Even with everything that the Republicans, MAGA tried to do, they gave those people Social Security cards. They got them in our Social Security system. And they did do, we're supposed to elect our president, not a foreigner. They don't get to decide who's our leaders are going to be. And what they wanted to do, and they're trying to move forward, They want to legalize these immigrants because they want that voting block. It's not about the welfare of the people. It's about votes. It's about power. It's not about Americans. It's not about illegals. It's about power and money. That's what the Democrats want.
Someone said you're very intelligent. Thank you.
Thank you. They want to retain power, and that's why they don't care about Kilmar Garcia. And that, look who they made the poster child, alleged MS-13 gang member that has done human trafficking, that's been declared an MS-13 by 2 judges, even in 2019.
Thank you, Jeff.
That have been seen by over 17 judges, some of them twice. We have spent $5 million on one person, and this is before he got deported back home, back home to his country. And now he could get due process from his president. He is not American. And all the other presidents, they deported millions and millions and millions, and none of this crap went on. But they weren't deporting Trinidad Aragua, NS-13, and all these people that are here. They were deporting illegal immigrants, and nobody said nothing. There wasn't one injunction, not one. But Trump got 50 of them, and they wanted to impeach him.
And didn't they raid his house with his family?
Yeah, they raided his house, Mar-a-Lago. They done all kinds of stuff to him. But we don't make anything. This is on our dime because we care. But you can start your own channel and maybe you can make some money or whatever. But we do this from the heart. So we're not making money off of this. We should, but we're not even set up to take anything in. Because the truth will speak for itself. If God wants us to be blessed, we'll be blessed. Yeah, we're not getting paid.
Arch, what's your opinion on Joe Biden having Day of Visibility on Easter, which is the resurrection day of Jesus Christ? What's your opinion on that? We're saying that Trump can't cite a Bible verse. Trump actually prays before his meetings.
Trump started a wing now in the White House. He wants to pass this, and he did executive order of an anti-hate crime bill for Christians. He wants prayer back in schools. He wants all these things. He puts God first. He says it over and over again, but you don't hear that.
The white to reply to you, never.
You should look at his last prayer meeting that when he had all the pastors at the White House, he did executive orders. He loved hearing the word of God, and he loves receiving prayer. He loves receiving prayer. More than what Biden, when did you see Biden show you at executive board meeting? When did you show Biden having prayer or people praying over him?
Yeah, Day of Visibility.
You want to know the respect Biden had? Last Easter, he walked his frail self out on the balcony at the White House and made his declaration to transgenders, declaring a Day of Visibility on Resurrection Sunday. That's what that demonic spirit from hell did.
Yeah.
Okay, that was demonic.
So said President Trump has a minister in the White House.
Yeah, he made a wing. He told him, I want y'all to meet here in the White House. He wants prayer going in the White House, up in the White House. He told him, but y'all come here. I want y'all come in here to pray.
Well, Christianity is the only real religion, bro. So. Thank God Mob is finally leaving. Clap it up, that Mob is leaving the chat. It's about time.
God is so good. But it's just amazing how, let's put on, I want to just skip through something. It's amazing how you can see these other countries, like the respect is like on a whole nother level. I want to get to the one yesterday.
right, Daisy. Thank you, Scanner.
Trump's extraordinary trip to Saudi Arabia. He is at a state dinner right now. You can bet that it is very elaborate based on what we saw in terms of his welcome as he begins his 4-day
Unbelievable
swing
welcome.
through the Middle East. The goal on this stop, $1 trillion of investment
Hear
in the
that?
U.S.
Hear that?
by the Saudis. So far, they have locked in $600 billion in terms of the commitment from Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman to invest in everything from defense to infrastructure for AI, a really big part of this trip as well. MBS has suggested that they will get to that $1 trillion mark in investment in time. President Trump given a royal welcome. Arabian
this.
stallions
Unbelievable.
escorted the president's vehicle. And how about this? A custom-built mobile McDonald's truck was rolled out for the president's time in Saudi Arabia as well. You can bet he was looking forward to taking part in that. And you can hear a rendition of God Bless the USA as the president took the stage for these remarks as he heralded.
Can't let it play it. This is amazing. This is the honor that they're giving, and he's
Transcending
representing
the
us.
ancient conflicts of tired divisions of the past and forging a future where the Middle East is defined by commerce, not chaos, where it exports technology, not terrorism, and where people of different nations, religions, and creeds are building cities together, not bombing each other out of existence.
Y'all know y'all don't
Big
want to hear
message
that.
there in that soundbite that you just heard. Senior White House correspondent Peter Doocy following it all live from Riyadh. Hi, Peter.
And Martha, as far as Trump deals have gone since he got back to office in January, today's actually seemed like it was pretty easy. He came in on Air Force One. He talked about how he thought that $600 billion was pretty good, but that he wanted $1 trillion. And then about 4 hours later, that is exactly what the Crown Prince pledged.
Wow.
In the coming months, we will work on second phase to
Look at this.
finalize the remaining agreement to raise them to $1 trillion.
Jesus. Y'all got to give
That
the
was
man
easy,
credit.
and it wasn't just
God
about
bless
business
America. Thank you,
deals at
Trump.
this business
Thank
forum.
you, Trump.
President Trump talked about how he will soon drop sanctions on Syria on the sidelines of a meeting with Syria's interim president tomorrow to give that country a chance to thrive. He also said that he's going to help Saudi Arabia defend itself from Iran and its proxies, and that he's going to do his very best to make a deal with Tehran to prevent them from ever getting a nuclear weapon.
As I've shown repeatedly, I am willing to end past conflicts and forge new partnerships for a better and more stable world, even if our differences may be very profound, which obviously they are in the case of Iran. I have never believed in having permanent enemies. I am different than a lot of people think. I don't like permanent enemies, but sometimes you need enemies to do the job, and you have to do it right.
And at some point between Lee Greenwood as the opening song and The Village People as the closing song, President Trump stressed to this crowd that was a mix of half Americans and half Saudi business people that he wants to be known, he wants his legacy to be as a peacemaker in the Middle East. Martha.
Thank you very much,
Wow.
Peter.
Fox News Alert right now, peace and trade at the top of the agenda as President Trump meets with Crown Prince MBS for a historic summit in Saudi Arabia.
This
Former
is how
Secretary of State,
they
Fox News
greeted
contributor, CIA
the
Director
President
Mike
of the
Pompeo
United
joins us now.
States.
Mike, your thoughts about what you've seen so far? President loves the pomp and circumstance, but I understand intentionally he's got a lot of quality time with MBS. What do you expect him to talk about?
This is really important. I am sure they will talk about a wide range of things. One of them will be deep connections between the U.S. economy and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia's economy. They're an important business partner. They're a huge producer of the energy that the world needs. But they'll also talk about the geopolitical challenges, the challenge in the region with Israel. And I'm sure it won't be far from mine that there's still a war taking place in Europe. I think each of those two leaders want this resolved as quickly as possible. So I'm sure that will be part of the conversation as well, Brian.
Do you think that Saudi Arabia wants us to play a role along with Israel to take out Iran's nuclear program through military action?
Brian, undoubtedly, the nations that are most at risk from the Iranian regime aren't sitting 6,000 miles away. It's the Gulf Arab states. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has had ballistic missiles land in the country directly from Iran. The Houthis out of Yemen fire rockets into the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia a lot. No, they deeply want the United States and Israel and all rights-respecting nations all around the world to take down this regime in a way that provides security for the people that live in Riyadh and in Jeddah and all across the region.
Story yesterday was that Russia and Iran are together trying to string out all these negotiations because they believe the time is on their side in both situations. The foreign minister of Iran met yesterday or the day before, or with the time change, with Saudi Arabia, with MBS. So behind the scenes, can you put this puzzle together for us?
I think so, yes. That is deeply in their interest to just drag this out, right? You're now months into the Trump administration with only, dozens of months left, and all time moves quickly. So if you're Vladimir Putin, or you're the Ayatollah, or for that matter, if you're Xi Jinping, you're facing the toughest president of the United States that is going to defend the United States interest everywhere and always. And so delaying decisions, pushing things out, creating time and space is something that's in your interest, and I'm confident that the three of them are all working together to make these negotiations extend to delay so they don't have to actually do the things that the United States wants them to do.
How much more time do you give Iran to agree to enrichment zero, to dismantle their nuclear program? How much more time? How many more rounds of talks? We're already on 4 rounds.
Yeah, look, Brian, for me, the time is out. There's no chance that the Iranians are going to do a fully verifiable denuclearization with inspections and no enrichment and destroying their missiles and missile program and then stopping terror. I mean, the probability of them agreeing to that, Brian, you know this, it's zero.
Yeah.
I think the time is on us.
Oh, the
They're
respect.
frankly at amongst their weakest points in an awfully long time,
Total
in spite of the
respect.
Biden administration, not because of it. The Israelis and the United States should go do everything at this moment we can to ensure that they never get a nuclear weapon, and I'm confident we have the tools and skills and capabilities to pull that off. And the whole world, including the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, all of the countries in that region, they'll be thankful for the work that we do.
Silently. They won't say it publicly, but behind the scenes, they'll let you know. We've seen some of those cables exposed through various leaks in the background. They fear what Iran in the region. And lastly, when you talk about Russia and Ukraine, it was a few days ago where the European leader said no ceasefire, no peace talks without ceasefire. Well, the next day, Putin comes out and says, peace talks on Thursday, one-on-one. And Trump came in with Truth Social and said to Zelensky, take the deal. So Zelensky's going Thursday to Istanbul. Has Putin been outmaneuvered?
I hope Putin shows up. I suspect he will not, without enormous pressure from the United States being applied for him to be there. No doubt about it. Zelensky did the right thing. He said, you bet, I'm in. I'm happy to sit down. I'll sit straight across the table from Vladimir Putin and have this conversation, and I'm happy to do a ceasefire for the 30 days that gets me there. President Trump is in. President Zelensky is in. What we've seen is that Putin has very little interest in peace, very little interest in a ceasefire. He wants to drag this on. We'll see what happens in just, 48 hours.
But Mr. Secretary, he called the meeting. He demanded the meeting. He got what he wanted. How does he not show up?
Oh, Brian, I'll bet you've done that. Called a meeting once in a while, didn't show. He'll do what Putin does, right? He'll deny, he'll lie, he'll evade. He won't have any moral qualms about no showing the meeting. He'll come up with a silly reason, saying that Zelensky didn't agree to something. He's trying to figure out what's in his best interest, and his best interest, he has concluded, is not peace, but continued aggression.
All right, we'll continue to seek your perspective on what's going on with the president's first overseas trip, especially as he moves through the Middle East.
Morning.
You too, Mr. Secretary. Thanks so much.
President Trump making it rain deals in the desert. 47, pumping the YMCA and God bless the USA as he dazzled Saudi Arabia, securing $600 billion in investments from the Saudis, and the largest arms deal ever at $142 billion. The Saudis rolling
Did Joe
out the
Biden
royal
do that?
purple carpet and extended a warm welcome.
Did the Democrats do
white
that?
Arabian horses flank his motorcade.
No, they just
Salesman
run
Trump
around
pitching
using
a
F-bombs.
shared golden age of prosperity for the U.S. and the Middle East.
Today we reaffirm this important bond and we take the next steps to make our relationship closer, stronger, and more powerful than ever before. The Biden administration, the worst administration
That's
in
the
the history
honest
of
to
our
God
country, by the
truth.
way, spurned our most
Horrible.
trusted and longstanding Gulf partners, and I can say partners worldwide. We have none stronger and nobody like the gentleman
But
that's
you
right
know,
before
even
me.
Biden
He's the
looked
greatest
more
representative,
respectable, right,
greatest
than this.
representative. And if
You're
I
not
didn't like him,
American,
I'd get
Slim
out of here
Richmond.
so fast.
They got the
You know that, don't
audacity.
you? He knows me well.
You must be
I do. I
broke.
like him a lot. I like him too much. That's why we give so much. You know, too much. I like you too much.
Debbie Dems, on the
Unbelievable.
other hand, can't bring themselves to celebrate all the delicious deals Trump's cooking up for the country.
Yeah, they didn't
This is
respect
President
Biden.
Trump's corruption tour
Who's going to talk to
of the
someone who
Middle East.
couldn't
He is
talk?
Going to the Gulf in order to collect tribute. What's happening here is an extraordinary level
Biden
of corruption.
did
We shouldn't
nothing but
pretend this
cause
is
us
business
$7
as
trillion
usual.
worth of
Trump is not
debt.
asking for any benefit to the American people. He's not
Yeah, he
asking
would have
for
had us in World
any
War
movement
III.
towards peace in the region. He's asking for cash.
Your child may be getting A's and B's. 80% of kids do, but the A's and B's are concealing.
You know, when we look at the difference, it's amazing that people are so, I guess, they're just so hateful right now that they don't even have enough character to even give people credit, even when they do something that's good for this country. I mean, how much effort does it take to give credit where credit is due? Like, people are just still talking nonsense while he has $1 trillion
Slim Richmond.
in a few months coming
how-
into this country just
how-
from Saudi Arabia.
How long has Trump been in office, Slim Richmond?
4 months, not 4 years. You would have thought he was the president. They didn't even run on their accomplishments because they destroyed us.
They said it's more debt now under Trump. Like,
But they're not Americans. You gotta remember, they're not Americans that's on here. They're not Americans. Because America has already spoken. We put him in office, and we put him in office because he was the best person for the job. Nobody been given this kind of respect.
see what they said?
Remember, Diddy's a Democrat show. All those Hollywood stars, they all Democrats. All of them. They like the transgender day. They like same-sex marriage. They like men and women sports. They like abortion. They like everything that goes against God.
They probably went to the Diddy parties.
And then say they Christians. God don't have any part of that. None of it. We got to start somewhere, dude. We can't just keep building debt. Who else has money coming back to the country? I'll wait. What president? Biden? Did Biden and Kamala? Did Obama?
I like their music.
Did Bush? Any of them? I've never seen any other president that got right to business. And he's just moving forward while the haters keep hating. But he is doing his freaking job.
You got some weird obsession, dude.
Because black people stay on the plantation. You're not supposed to, you must just keep voting for Democrats to keep you suppressed. Keep making the promises. I heard enough of promises. That's it. I'm done. I'm over it.
Don't bring Jesus Christ into this. Is there a place where you can go to watch girls belly dance?
Yeah, we got a lot of Indian restaurants.
I would love to see that.
They're all over. This is unimaginable that they have more respect than we have.
Yeah, you could thank Biden for the war in Ukraine and Russia.
Thank Bidenomics for the economy that we've been having for 4 years. Like, didn't Kamala was like Bidenomics was working while it was high inflation, debt, people couldn't buy eggs,
Exactly.
or high gas prices, interest rates, people couldn't buy houses. That's right. We're not supposed to support, and our people are in church like nobody else and sitting up there while pastors are telling you to vote for that. They're going to answer to God. The Bible saying yesterday, and forever. God is not in any of that. He's not in homosexuality, abortion, transgenderhood. He's not there. He's holy. He said, be ye holy, for I'm holy. He's holy. God is not a God of sin. That's sin. Beautiful. He's committing crimes every day. So what have the Democrats been committing? Trump is committing crimes by bringing wealth and jobs and making America first again. Then I'm a criminal too. I'm down with it. Compared to Biden, how come Biden had to pardon his whole family? You only pardon criminals. Thank you. Thank you so much. God bless you, Jeff. Yeah, how come Biden had to pardon the former president of the United States had to pardon? He pardoned his entire family. You pardon criminals. Trump didn't pardon his family. He pardoned his family. He pardoned Hunter for 10 years for prior offenses. Come on. They are criminals.
This is the thing about the Democrats. They can never come in here and say
they won't admit
their
anything.
Argument. They just can insult. They just come on
here. Because the Democratic Party haven't given them anything to stand on. Yeah. They have no talking points. They have no agenda. They don't have leaders. They don't have any. They don't have a future. The party has no future. Who are the people representing? AOC? Did you know what's going on in AOC district? That they have gangs, they have crime. The people are crying out. They're crashing. They're burning. They're complaining that she's running around the country while they're suffering poverty. She's doing nothing for her community. Yeah. And she's fighting for illegals. While look at Bronx. Look at the Bronx, the district AOC. And that's who they want to be president. Then she run around with Bernie Sanders talking about oligarchy. You know, he's been saying this since 1993. Every few years. I thought that was the first time the man ever said it. I got a video. He done said that like 20,000 times since 1993.
That's what Jeff said. But Jeff said,
look at that.
We don't know what Biden actually signed because the auto pen. We don't know what he signed.
Because they kept him hidden because the doctor was scared that he was going to die. They said they wanted to put him in a wheelchair. There was concerns about him. And guess what? The truth is going to come out and the truth is going to manifest what was going on with that administration. You have now reporters like Jake, what's his name, Tapper. Yeah. He's writing a book. Now all of a sudden he wants to tell the truth about Biden's condition.
Ricardo, that's the thing. All of the Democrats and Republicans, they have a salary, but they end up being multi-millionaires.
How do Democrats wind up being They make $172,000 a year. The president makes like $200 and maybe $40,000. How are all of them, including Jasmine Crockett, I think she's worth $9 million now. How are all of them multi-millionaires? And they talk about the rich and the wealthy, and her and AOC and Bernie, they flying around on private jets. And all they got to do is tell y'all whatever. They say Trump is a billionaire. Guess what? That's why they can't control him. It's all about control. See, they can control the Democratic leaders because the Koch brothers and the different wealthy people like Gates and Mark Zuckerberg and all of the billionaires, they support them with their campaign. The president doesn't run the country, but with Trump, they can't control him. That's why they did all they could to remove him. They did everything. He was running for president and they threw the kitchen sink at him. He was nominated, unlike Kamala.
Oh, no.
He was nominated. They talking about threat to democracy. That's a threat when you do not nominate your freaking candidate. That was a threat. But guess what the Democrats did? You didn't even choose the president because she had no primary. But y'all don't understand, that was a threat to democracy. That's a threat to democracy. But nobody could buy President Trump. Not whether it was Koch brothers or whomever, but somebody that was buying Obama and Clinton and Biden. Biden was not the president, and we all know it. He was not the president.
That was before they saw that Trump wouldn't follow, you could say, their orders.
Yeah,
Once
Trump
they
was
saw,
a Democrat.
Once
they
they
loved
saw
him then.
that, when he was president, they tried not to let him get in a second time. Once they saw that.
They couldn't control him.
Yeah, they couldn't
It's
control
all
Trump.
about control because he doesn't take a salary. They couldn't buy him.
He's a billionaire on his own merit.
Yeah, and he lost money being president. They couldn't buy him. He's his own boss, and that's what they didn't want. And that's why they're pushing forward with that same agenda. And the agenda is to legalize these illegal immigrants so that they will have a voting bloc. That's what the objective is. That's why you see the the senator of Maryland flying to El Salvador when he had 2 of his constituents brutally murdered that he didn't reach out to, and certainly not flying to another country to bring them back. So they're all trying to make news. Then you have the mayor in New Jersey, Baracus, that he's want to go to ICE detention center. They locked his behind up. Of course, black man. They locked him up quickly. And, but he's running for governor. So like you care more about the ICE detained center about criminals that have committed crimes since they've been here in the United States, that we need to get the worst of the worst out. But what about the American prisoners? How come you didn't go to the prisons in your state to see how the Americans are faring in the prisons? Because it doesn't bring the news, because then he got to be on CNN, MSNBC. Now he's getting interviews, people you never even knew of or heard about.
But Mom, see how Kamala Harris tried to get the black people
Black vote.
by legalizing weed.
No, she said she would legalize marijuana.
Yeah, marijuana.
Ooh, it's legal in a lot of
And
states
abortion
anyway.
for the black females. Abortion.
No, abortion for everyone.
Yeah.
They ran on abortion.
Well, that's really targeted to black people.
Yeah, because black people have more abortions
Yeah.
than any other nationality, I believe.
And also talking like a black person.
It's all about the Benjamins. It's all this is about votes what the Democratic Party is doing. Watch them.
Sarah, you must not be listening to the stream. Oh no, I wasn't talking to you. Yeah,
Look at
there's
this.
a liberal, Sarah.
Look at President Trump. Look at this. Look at this. That's for the President of the United States of America. We don't give him that respect. Look at this.
Trump. We'll pray for you. We're not having conversations. We're just talking to the trolls.
What we talking about?
You want to answer her question?
What? Come in.
She said, no, Sarah, I'm going to reply to you. I'm going to reply to you now. She said, I asked a very simple question. Have you ever engaged in immigration system in any shape or form to have any knowledge to talk about it?
Well, our expertise, we're not politicians. We're American citizens that cares about putting America first. So we're supposed to have elected officials that engage in immigration talks or whatever. But my concern is what is affecting me personally, like the interest rate, high taxes, high gas prices, having interest rates so people like my son's age can go and buy homes, ending 2 wars, things that affect us, getting the vets, my vets that fought for this country, that are living in tents while we give money to illegal immigrants. That's what my concern. I can talk about that. My concern is homeless Americans, but we spend $570 billion on legal immigrants. That's my concern. My concern is that our kids are learning we pay the most money for our children's education, but they're the dumbest and some of the dumbest in the world.
Just come into this country legally. That's just really dumb.
And Trump, just like they had an act for them to come in, Trump got an act for them to leave. And he's going to give them $1,000, which will save the taxpayers money because they cost us coming in and they're costing us to leave. So he got the act that they can have first presidents that when, we settle everything and get a lot of them out of here, then they're going to go back and they'll be first on the list to come back legally. So the United States is not against illegal immigration, but you can't dump 14 million people in a span of 4 years, homeless, that need everything. That's not helping us or our economy. They're not running from asylum. We had an open border. No matter what, you could come here. Whether you're a prisoner, whether you're a murderer, whether you're a rapist, whether you're a gang leader, whether you're the cartel, whether you're a terrorist, they all came. And guess what? We're taking care of all of them. That's what I'm speaking about. Is immigration. The Democrats want us focused on immigration. I'm not focused on immigration.
Sarah, why don't
I'm focused on America first.
Sarah, just listen to what she's saying.
That's what I'm focused on. America first. See, that's deflecting. They always want us to keep focusing on other people. I'm talking about, let's focus on our veterans. Can we do that? Is that too much to ask? People lost legs, arms. They're suffering from mental illness now, PTSD. They're alcoholics. They can't take care of themselves because the things and the brutality and the horrific situations that they went through fighting in war, and they're on the street, forgotten about, and we're walking over them, and the immigrants can kick them and laugh at them. Nothing for you. They actually say that, nothing for you. You American, nothing for you. And then they dump them in black communities using our taxpayer dollars. But they won't do nothing for our communities. But you're going to give them our taxpayer dollars? I can talk about that.
Theo, and you're on the plantation, Theo Jr.
I can talk about that. I'm about putting Americans, regardless of your ethnicity, Americans. No other country separates their people. If you're African, you're African. If you're if you're China, you Chinese. That's how it is. If you're American, you're American.
That's a good point. No Stranger Danger said people keep saying you're wrong, but can't explain why she's wrong.
Because they have no talking points. the Democratic Party hasn't provided talking points. There's nothing to stand on because what are they doing for Americans? Democrats in here. What have they done for us in 4 years? Tell me Biden's administration. What? Trump only been in office 4 months now. And look what he's doing. He's done more. Have you ever seen a cabinet meeting? That executive board meeting? Have it ever been transparency like that? People never got to see anything like that. That's how when I'm sitting around the executive board, that's what it is. You go around the executive board and they give an account. They have the reporters in the room. Did Biden ever do that? Was there any transparency?
Wait, he went to bed at 4, right? Like 4.
He was on vacation 40% of his presidency, but nobody had a problem with that. Nobody had a problem with 2 wars and open border. He wouldn't even when Trump was the man to tell him that he can close the border any time, didn't do it. Did they have a protest for Biden to close the borders? Did they have a protest to take care of our veterans? Did they have a protest to take care of American citizens? Did they have a protest hands off of 50-51 to end the 2 wars?
Yeah, we live.
Did they have a protest to lower the inflation? Well, I mean, did they have a protest for American citizens? Where were they at? Where were they at? I didn't see 50 states, 50 people in one day protest. They did this. The Democrats. Look. You talking to a former Democrat? They did this crap.
Sarah, let me ask Sarah something really quickly. Sarah, first off, are you an American? And
No.
why do you care so much about immigration?
Why
Why is that your main talking point, immigration, when you're supposed to be an American?
Well, that's MSNBC.
Yeah.
That's CNN. They got Americans. That's their only. Oh, you might as well just be talking about abortion. They ran on abortion. Let's just talk about eliminating babies. That's what they ran on. They didn't run on their record. Who doesn't run on their record when they didn't want you to look at? They were responsible for this mess. Did they run on ending the wars? Did they run on their economy? Did they run on inflation? They didn't run on anything. They said, oh, this is what we can do. We can say women's rights or abortions. But guess what? But we want men and women sports. We want men and women bathrooms. We want men same-sex marriages. You know, we want all this other stuff that goes against women. We want that. But we talking about women's rights is to kill your baby. Kill your baby. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to have Planned Parenthood at our Democratic National Convention giving out abortions. Now, I went to the last one, the one prior to that. There was nobody with no damn Planned Parenthood giving out abortions. I would have never been down with that. And y'all had nothing to say about that. You got a president of the party and his family. How come that's not on the news? Why aren't people talking about that? Why aren't they talking about that? You don't think they did criminal acts?
Pink Brit, you can look this up.
I'm talking about their only talking points is illegal immigration. You broke the law when you came over here illegally. So we're going to follow what law? So we're going to follow this law, but we're not going to follow that law. We're going to follow this law, but we're not. The Democrats going to pick and choose which laws we supposed to follow. But we're not going to follow all of them. We're going to follow the laws that they want that hurts America.
That fits their agenda.
They have no talking points because you know why? They're doing nothing for us. They have no plan. They have no leader. They have no agenda. So they got y'all all rope-a-dope, gaslighting you to focus on illegal immigration.
Sarah, all I'm saying is just talk about America. We don't need to be having a conversation about immigrants.
Talk about immigrants in their country.
Yeah, talk about Americas. Have points again about Americas. Things Trump's not doing for this country that's against Americans. Not immigrants. Excuse me, not immigrants. This got volume.
You got a lot of noise.
That's their new talking point. They said.
Yeah, make Kamala sober again. That's who they wanted. It's amazing, like, no matter how incompetent they saw that Kamala was or Joe Biden, they'll fight you to the hill on that. They were totally tampon Tim. I guess they mad they couldn't have tampons in the men's
You
room.
see the craziest console here. Someone said in the comments that even Joe Biden wasn't this bad. You just see the craziest things in there.
Joe Biden didn't even show up for work. They didn't respect Joe Biden. You can see that something is off with this. Even through the comments, something is off.
It's like could the media brainwash them this bad?
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Or are they just dumb?
Anytime you have people from another country showing more respect for our president than our own citizens, Biden did not get this reception that Trump got. They're giving the president of the United States, they're escorting him. They sent jets out to escort our president. Look at this. A jet out to escort the president. Isn't that something? How are other countries showing more respect than us? It doesn't make any sense. We got a president that works. At least he's working. You got to give him that. At least he's doing what we voted him to do. Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe.
Let's go, Trump.
We're going to have a rally, America First rally. America First rally. That's what we're going to have. Brainwash. They brainwash. There's nothing you can say. They have nothing to stand on. They know they saw Biden just like we did. They saw what Kamala was. They saw it all. And they still don't want to believe their own eyes. The media's done this. That's how powerful the media is, that they can influence people to this level of just, for lack of a better word, I'm not trying to insult anyone, but stupidity.
No, you see what Theo said?
What?
He's saying to take advantage of Trump, you just gotta flatter him.
Well, flatter us with $1 trillion. Flatter me with $1 trillion for my country. Instead of everybody taking from us. We're the ATM of America, of the world, but Bank of America is closed. It's closed. Now it's time for us to receive.
Theo, do you actually know what President Trump has done for the black community?
No.
Or are you just talking from your, you know what? Because it seems like you don't know what this president has done for people of you and my race.
That's why we gotta really educate our people, because I felt like you did 4 years ago until I got educated to what the heck was going on. You could look at what's going on in the last couple of days if you didn't realize all the cabinet meetings, all the press conferences, all the deals, all the money that's coming in, maybe you got probably 200 executive orders by now. All the things that he's doing. Got $1 trillion just meeting right now with the president of QATAR. I mean, just start. And then for black people, he did the First Step Act. Don't do what Biden did with the mass incarceration of black people. HBCUs. He's giving more than they asked for. They didn't have to come begging every year. And he's proposing something else for black people. That's going to be real big. I think I'm going to do a thing on it. If he signs that, he's going to go down as the greatest president in the frickin' world. No respect for being American. None. They have none. Oh, he's transferred the migrants. He's transferring the money for the migrants to our vets.
Yeah, Sarah, since you're a vet, like you say, did you know that Trump today is going to be giving the money that was given to the migrants,
Illegal.
to the illegal immigrants, to veterans, so
Who are living in tents.
who are living in tents?
We're Americans. The land of the free and the home of the people not American. Yep. It doesn't matter. People are still going to be, no matter what's done. But none of this anger, none of this pushback was for the worst administration that ever existed. They didn't get any pushback. No demands are being made, nothing.
Hello, everybody. The jet fighters will be surrounding the plane in about 7 minutes. Oh, I heard they threw you out of the press conference.
They tried, but Caroline stopped them.
Carolyn said you lucky. You're really out of control.
How's the tour going so far?
It's going very
How you're
well.
meeting with the
I
Syrian
think it's going well. Great relationships. And now we're meeting with the group that's fantastic. The Amir is a great guy. I know him very well. For you? You're going to be surrounded by 8 fighters in about 7 minutes. Then you say, do we need them? And when they say yes, that doesn't make me feel good, right?
What's the threat? Did they tell you what the threat is?
No, let's assume there's no threat. We have to assume that.
How did you find the Syrian president?
Right. Right. I think very good. Young, attractive guy, tough guy. You know, strong pass. A strong pass fighter.
Does that worry you
But
at all?
he's got a real shot at pulling it together. I spoke with President Erdogan. I'm very friendly with him. He feels he's got a shot at bringing it together. It's a torn up country.
Do you think Syria will join the agreement?
Yeah, but I think they have to get themselves straightened out. I told him, I hope you're gonna join when it's straightened out. He says yes. But they have a lot of work to do.
What about Lebanon? Do you think there's a path for Lebanon to normalize relations with
You know, a friend of mine is the new ambassador to Lebanon.
When are Americans going to realize we're on the same side?
Born in Lebanon. And he said, I'd like to be the ambassador. He's a very successful guy. And I said, you know, that's very dangerous. He said, I don't care. I love my country and it's worth it to do. I'm going to interview him sometime. Michel. He's a great guy, but I think he's a brooder, almost a brooder. But, you know, there's a danger there for a very successful man to go and do that. I said, you sure you know what you do it? It's like Doug taking pictures, right? So you got some good shots, I guess. That's a beautiful scene. The last scene at the airport I thought was good. They rode out together. They generally don't do that. They don't generally meet presidents.
There have been some reports of the Syrian president wanting a Trump tower in Damascus. Did that
We got it done. Israel couldn't get it. Y'all not talking about the release of the American Israelite last hostage. Nobody talking about the release of the hostage, American hostage.
We've gotten a lot of them out. And last time, a couple of weeks ago, 10 people walked into my office, the Oval Office, and they said they had a 59 on their shirt in the front. And I said, what does that represent, the number of hostages? I said, well, that's a lot. They said, well, 24 are living. And now it's 20, the number is 20 and living. More have died. And young people don't die. Young people are killed, they don't die. So then the 24 living, only 59, 24 living is not down to 20. And we got Ida now, his family was so thankful. We did a good job with it. We'll continue to do it.
What happens on Thursday if President Putin doesn't show up in Turkey for the talks with Ukraine? What will you do?
Well, I don't know if he's showing up. I know he would like me to be there. And that's a possibility. We could end the war. I'd be thinking about that. Now, tomorrow, we're all looked at. We understand that. We're all set.
But you go if he
We're going
goes?
to go UAE tomorrow. And so we have a very full situation now. That doesn't mean I wouldn't do it to save a lot of lives and come back. But, yeah, I think they're thinking about something. I don't know that he would be there if I'm not there. We're going to find out. Marco's going. And Marco's been very effective.
How are you feeling about how Putin is handling this? I know you had said a few weeks ago you thought maybe how Putin is handling this. You said a few weeks ago you thought maybe he was
I'll
tapping
let
you
you know
along.
in a week. I'll let you know in a few days.
President Israel again. Has many of your team been in touch with Israel and your team about lifting the sanctions on Syria? What's their reaction?
Well, in touch. I mean, we told him we're doing it. The reason I did it, and I think it's been very popular, actually, certainly in the Middle East, it's been popular with virtually everybody. But the reason I did it is because I spoke with President Erdogan, we get along with him very well. And I spoke to Mohammed, as you know, was with him, and they thought it was very important to do. It gives them a much better chance of survival as a country.
You should look at now. Things that happens.
I think what's happened is Turkey feels we should do it, other countries should. If you looked at my speech last time, which I assume most of you were at, I think the biggest applause was when I said that we're lifting the sanctions on Syria. And that's because they want to give Syria a chance to live and to be great. You know, so.
Mr. President, an Emirati government backed the $2 billion deal. An Emirati government backed the
So could Biden
deal using the Trump
send forces to get hostages? They'll kill him before he get there. How come Biden didn't get none of them out?
I'm a big crypto fan. I will tell you. I've been that from the beginning, right from the campaign. I'm a believer in crypto, and if we're not going to do it, China's going to do it. It's like AI. I'm a believer in AI because we have to have it. We're leading China by a lot. And in crypto, we're leading China by a lot. So I'm a big crypto fan.
about that.
Senator Schumer said he wants to block your Justice Department political appointees until he gets answers about questions of the QATAR plane. What's your
Schumer
response?
is, he's become a Palestinian. Something wrong with him. I don't know. I've known him a long time.
more now that media is so thirsty, but they didn't ask any questions of the previous administration, and that's just so amazing how eager they are. And he takes questions. You imagine in different time zones, nobody's thinking about when you travel, overseas, like it's like 6 hour, 8 hour, like it's day here, night there. And he just like he's in the same time zone. It's unchanging for him. Still has the energy, still has the tenacity, still, flying there, taking questions from the reporters, suit and tie, not relaxing, at least sleep until you get there because the time zones are all screwed up. So I don't know if anybody has traveled out of their time zones overseas, but sometimes it takes people a while just to adjust to the new time zone you're in. So it's amazing what's been going on, but I believe in like this is give credit where credit is due. You give credit where credit is due. I didn't see any of this. Maybe you guys, did somebody explain to me, did y'all see any of this happening in the previous administration? Did you see Biden over there cutting deals and getting a military escort in the sky with jets as he come in? And it was nothing I ever seen before. The welcoming that he received from the Crown Prince and President QATAR. It's extraordinary. It's just unbelievable the respect that and he's representing us, whether you realize it or not, for all the haters or whatever. That it's great that you have a president that's being respected even more than the Democrats are showing respect to our president. They're flying more flags than you'll see at any Democrat rally. They flying everybody else's flag except American flag.
Pink, you're just brainwashed.
They're giving, he's our representation. And they can see what we can't see. We're here in America and they're celebrating our president. And they see what all the hate, they see all the hate that's going on. They see all the rallies. They know it's shown around the world. They like someone's on here talking about, okay, you tell us about immigrants and all. That's not our agenda. Our agenda is America first. That's our agenda. See, that's what the Democrats, they gaslight. They have you focusing on stuff that's actually is really hurting us. But that's the Democrats did this. It's not the immigrants' fault. The previous administration, they were doing a house of cards. They were like, this is how we can maintain power. We'll open up the borders. They don't care about the people. It's votes. We can have them vote. This way the Republicans can never get back in office. We got the black people. For 60 years, the black people, you don't got to give them nothing. We can always rely on the black folks. They going to keep voting for us because we're going to keep telling them how suppressed they are.
Why do you say that, Vanessa?
How suppressed they are. So they wanted a new voting block. So that's why they're pushing, even for someone like Kilmar Garcia, who's a known NS-13 gang member. 2 judges have said it and declared it, and he's broken all kinds of laws, and he's a criminal, but that ain't enough.
I'm blinded by the lights.
And beating his wife. He beats his wife. Okay? So that's who they were fighting to get back in this country, because they have the agenda is moving forward to legalize these people so that they feel like then they will have enough people voting. But if black Americans ever wake the hell up, hopefully before Jesus come back, and realize that party has done more harm to us than anybody else, they make promises, they don't give us anything. Nothing.
Yeah, like
they do. Where's the anti-hate crime bills? They've been in power. Where are the bills for black Americans? You know what they did for us? They said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to open up our borders and we're going to dump them in the black communities, use the black taxpayer dollars to give them what we should have been doing for black people who built this country. We're going to give it to them. And they so dumb that they're all going to say, and then you know what else we're going to do? We're going to hire them over all Americans. That was the highest employment was for illegal immigrants.
Vanessa, black women say he's not for you.
I'm just saying, look, you don't even have to tell me that because I'm already telling what's going on. Yeah, we're going to take and dump them. Go and listen to Chicago. Listen to them crying out in Chicago, New York, and everywhere else where they're living at. the illegal immigrants, they put them in black neighborhoods using black people tax dollars. But they said, we can't do nothing for your schools. We're taking your schools away. We're taking your housing away. We're taking your parks away. We're giving them the money, and we're going to make you pay for it. That's what they've been doing to black people. And you know what we did? We said, yay. We ran out in November the 5th, 2024, and 93% black people voted for Kamala, who is an Indian that became black when she's running for president. When she was in Senate, running for Senate, she was Indian.
Well, this time around, look at what President Trump did for Black History Month. And then again, we're all Americans.
We're Americans.
Don't have to, like, this is the only country that separates in categories the different races. We're all Americans. You don't go to places like, Russia and Africa, and they're like
say
white African.
White Russia,
Spanish
and
African.
Chinese, black Chinese, white Chinese, Indian Chinese. No, you're Chinese. So we're Americans. And that's this time we came together as one nation under God. And that's what I was proud about, that all different ethnicities, from the Latinos to whites to blacks to Asians to indigenous to Indians, we all voted for him as one nation under God. And when he goes to another country, that's our representation. The president of the United States, whoever is in the highest office, is representing all of us. And we need to have some respect and some resolve ourselves to recognize that people are recognizing our president and giving that respect. But we got people who don't have sense enough to know when we're being honored as a nation. When you honor him, you're honoring us. You're on other countries. They honored their prince and their crown prince and their presidents. Over here, we have freedom and everything that even when somebody's doing something good, we're so gaslighted by the media that even when we see it, we seeing it.
The mister said, exactly, young man, we are literally one of the most diverse countries. Everyone is separate, spread apart. They put you in this category, you in this category, you in category, instead it's just saying we're all Americans.
And they got all the Democrats focused on illegal immigration instead of about being able to buy a house, a home, inflation, jobs, and the economy, getting men out of women's sports, boys out of girl bathrooms, and all this stuff that's going on.
If Trump speaks hate, what do you think of Joe Biden 1994 crime bill? I'll wait. Yeah, we are not Americans. That has been one of our many downfalls.
And the only people that's against it are people who aren't Americans. Because if you're going to say that you're against helping the vets, you are not American. If you could say getting homeless Americans off the streets, I know on here, you are not American. If you could say that Biden was a great president, you are an American, because he destroyed this country, and he wasn't even running the country. If you're going to say that Biden wasn't a criminal, then you are an American, because people only pardon criminals, and he pardoned his entire family.
Come on, Pink Brit. Like, are you there mentally? Are you okay? Like, you're saying that we're being victims, but you're the one coming on here complaining.
We speaking truth.
Aren't you the victim? You're acting like one.
We're speaking truth, and the truth hurts. And that's how it is. People don't want to accept, but you can see it for yourself. But one thing you can see, that Biden did not get the reception that Trump did. He didn't get any reception. Now, why don't you talk about the deal he made with China now? Why don't you talk about the $500 billion from Apple that's coming in, and from the $22 billion from Hyundai, and what's the other company, Nvidia, whatever, Nvidia, $500 billion from them. The Saudis just said $1 trillion from them. I mean, this isn't a matter of a few months. How come is no conversation about that at all? None. No conversation about that at all. It's just unimaginable. How come they have more respect for our president than we have?
Leave her.
I'm going to time out. Who's that?
Because I like replying to her comments because they're easy to reply to.
But don't spam. We're going to leave you, Pink Brit, because obviously you're not American and you have a different agenda than being American, because I don't hear you talking about what about our vets that's on the streets.
But Pink Brent is melting down.
You know, yeah, that's she melting down. Because she's not talking about American issues, so something is up with that.
Pink, why can't you talk respectfully and prove them wrong if you know so much?
And that's all we ask. We ask for people to use the dictionary. You don't have to use derogatory, words and insults and false accusations when you could just make your point and then we'll address it.
Paul's funny. He said Pink got MAGA. They said they are black conservatives. We need more of them. Yeah, we do. We really do need.
But one of these days we just need our people to wake up and look at policies. Don't vote for a party that's not doing anything for you. I mean, how many 60 years of promises broken, and that's not enough to do something differently? Like, look at the policies. Trump had the best policies. Kamala didn't have any policy to run on. She had no agenda. Neither did Biden. At least Trump, and then you know what he's done? He's keeping his promises. He is looking out for Americans. Did Biden look out for Americans? What did Biden do for us? Did he bring money into the country, or did he spend money?
Were we getting any respect with Biden from any country?
What did he do for Americans, Pink Brit? What did he do for Americans? What did he do for our veterans? He didn't lower drug costs. You know what Trump just did? You know what he just did? You know that we were paying more than everyone in the world for our drugs. That in UK, you like your last name is Brit. In the UK, they paid $260 for the same drug we're paying like $1,100 for. Did you know he just signed a bill, executive order, so that they will be fair with us, that we're paying more than everyone else in the world? Everyone else in the world, we're paying more for prescription meds. Biden didn't do jack.
Pink Brit, what do you think of Lake and Riley?
Well, she talking about Biden didn't do jack. Trump did the all prescription, all drugs.
He got people literally lost their life because of Joe Biden.
They lost because of Joe Biden. Though the only drug they talk about, they told black people, we lowering the diabetes drug for y'all. That's the drug we going that because a lot of black people get diabetes because all this bad sugar everybody eating on and the bad food and the high cholesterol, all that kind of stuff. But now John F. K come around and say we gotta get this junk out of our foods.
That's not true, Best Life, because our president we had before was Barack Obama. He was a black man, so I don't agree with that. There's no way he would have became president if that was true. No way.
You know what? You people in here like Della, I think you need to come current. Get current news. See what Trump just did about lowering prescription drugs, about lowering drugs, period. You need to catch up. Nobody has done what he has done. All these, for the last 56 years, we're paying more than the rest of the world for all our drugs. And that's not going to go into effect overnight. It was way better. It'll be way better. Just give it a minute.
They going at Pink Brit. Daisy said Pink Brittany needs her mommy to pick up her meds today.
Yeah, absolutely. You need to catch up what's going on. He's only been in office for a few months. And he's done more in a few months than they did in 4 years. They spent all their time destroying this country. Yes, people will point out one thing, but we're talking about thousands of different drugs. They have been overpricing Americans.
No tax on tips.
No tax on tips. No tax on overtime. All that's in his bill, but it has to be passed. It has to be passed, and Democrats included. So if they turn down that bill, then go see a Democrat. Because they don't want anything better for America. And any vets on here, y'all need to be ashamed of yourselves that y'all fellow brothers and sisters are sleeping in tents, and y'all don't have nothing to say about that. Y'all supported that damn administration, and they gave money to illegal immigrants and nothing to you. Nothing to you. Homeless Americans, nothing to you. Yes, Lee.
Yeah, I'm just really, reading the comments and just contemplating, like, what else do the Democrats have to do for people to see them
I don't
for
know
who
what.
they really
Well,
are?
I don't know what it's going to take for them to see.
Yeah.
They can say all this about him, but all this stuff that they cause, it's like they like uplifting them. They didn't even have a freaking primary. They didn't even get to select who was running for president. No primary. And they talking about a threat to democracy. They don't understand. They wanted the illegal immigrants. Why did they want them in here? Why Democrats? They wanted them in here for votes. For votes. And you know who got hired over Americans? Illegal immigrants. The Americans weren't getting hired. I mean, it's like you people are just, what do they have, else do they have to do? They're not representing you. There's no agenda. They're not fighting for you. They're not fighting for you. What else do they have to do? The previous president had to he had pardoned his entire family. That you pardon criminals. I mean, what else did they have to do? They had 2 wars. They wanted us to have a World War III, which we would be in. They ran with a tampon Tim and a word-talking fake vice president that in 3 months spent $1.5 billion that they raised. And they talking about the rich. They are the rich. Trump never raised $1.5 billion, let alone in 3 months. But y'all blinded to all of it. My problem is that we could talk about Trump, which we do both, but how come you don't talk about the failures of that party? The failures. Now I can say, you can't come in. I helped put them in there in 2020. And I can talk about the failures. Why is it so hard to call them out about what they did to this country?
What do you think about that one comment?
What?
Someone said that I agree with Trump sending illegals to El Salvador prison and open up Alcatraz, but we should send American criminals there also.
I don't think so. I think America should keep Americans here.
Yeah.
Keep Americans here. I don't agree with sending Americans to foreign countries. I don't believe in that. We take care of our own here. Just like we don't want other countries sending their prisoners here. That's what we're trying to get out of our country. So why would we be sending ours to theirs? Yes, sweetie.
That'll be kind of funny. I know it's not funny, but it's like we got your criminals, now you get our criminals.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. Why are we going like we playing switcheroo here?
Oh, thank you, Pat.
But anyway, we've been on here for a while. I'm going to get ready to jump off of here. We're probably going to come back on at 9. Trump is going to do a live interview, I believe, tonight.
Yeah, what's his name?
At 9 with Hannity. Yeah, we're going to jump back on. But we're get ready to jump off. Don't forget to hit the like, share, subscribe. Thank you for spending your time. And we like for people to have, different opinions. But I believe in calling, you're not going to have a country that's grounded unless you call both sides out. We already had the media being biased. I was sucked into all that.
Oh, no problem. Sarah said, remember Sarah? Mm-hmm. She said, I had to step away for a moment. I wanted to say without tone, thank you for talking to me respectfully.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're not here to argue and fight with
people. Yeah, we want, because you don't want everyone to agree. It makes really a show when you have different opinions, but you got to listen to both sides. And I believe, call out the left, call out the right. Why is it just Trump? No matter what he does. no matter what he does, the good or what's considered the bad. But the Democrats, it's like a pin can drop. And we're running down the list of their negative actions that have affected this country.
Like something we
And they won't even agree. And this is coming from a Democrat.
Like
I mean, God darn.
like something we don't agree with is
Yeah.
Elon Musk's involvement.
We don't agree with Elon. Elon got to go. Well, anyway, he's doing a lot of stuff, sneaky stuff. But we're gonna do some. We're gonna put one on about what we don't like that Trump is doing as well. We're not going to be one side because will be no better than the media. But I don't want, like, when we disagree, it's all right to agree to disagree. We're not trying to go against him or anyone else, but we want to speak the truth and call out stuff that's not right, irregardless who it is, because we don't serve man, we serve God.
God bless you too, Sarah.
We serve God. We're not beholden to any man or any party. We're beholden to God.
I feel like he would be a good mod.
Who?
The Mr. Booski.
You know him?
Yeah, he's been saying a lot of good comments, like going to people who have been saying.
Okay, you want to make him a mod?
Yeah, I'll make him a mod.
Yeah, so Elijah feels though that you should be a mod, and welcome to the family. God bless all of you, and we just want people to have a perspective. Remember to hit the like, share, subscribe. We are going to, this channel, we're getting like a lot of views, but we're not getting paid for this. We're not getting money like people. We're not getting anything. This is something that we are just doing, but we do want to elevate the channel, get maybe like a StreamYard or whatever, because we want to bring people on live. And I did start a membership, so those who do become part of the membership for Speak the Truth 2.0, you're going to have first dibs to be coming on, that we will be speaking to you live, and you'll be able to speak to our audience, because we do wind up with like 50, 60, 70,000 people, sometimes 100, 200,000 people that watched us. In the past month, we've have had over 1,100,000. It's probably more than that now in the last 28 days. So we do give visibility. So we do want to bring you on. So think about joining us, support us, like, share, subscribe, tell people about us, and we're up it. But one thing, even when we improve the channel, we're going to be authentic. We're going to, irregardless if Trump is doing something, we're going to say it. If Democrats, we're going to say it. But my problem is when people can't, nobody is perfect. Your family's not perfect. Your husband, your wife, nobody's perfect. And you have to call people out. But when you have a party that the people are so gaslighted and so brainwashed, you can't say what the harmful things that they have done to this country. Come on now. Anyway, if you won't say it, I will, because that's why I'm mandated to speak the truth 2.0. Love you all, beloved. I wish that thou may prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prosper. I wish the best. God said, he who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide in the shadow of the Almighty. I say, the Lord, he's my refuge, my fortress, my God, in him will I trust. No evil shall befall thee. And anyone that's suffering from any kind of illnesses, remember that there's no physician like God, that he's a great physician, and he said that he was wounded for our transgressions, bruised for our iniquities, the chastisement of his peace was upon him, and with his stripes you were healed. So he's off the cross. The blood is already there for you. Just have faith in God. It's already done. So just receive it, in Jesus' name. Just receive it. And you guys enjoy the rest of your day. We're going to try to jump back on here probably around 9 o'clock tonight. So if you want a notification bell, you're going to have to hit that, because we really never have a time. We just pop on. There's no order when we come in. We're not organized like that. So... But if you have a notification bell, we appreciate it. We should have 100,000 subscribers with the views that we do get. So we probably want to start pushing that a little bit more.
Nope, we totally agree with that. They did the Native Americans so wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we totally agree with what you just said.
So anyway, God bless you guys, and join us later on. We do love you, and this is not attacking anyone. We love everyone, regardless of who you serve, no matter what you believe in. This is conversation, and as Americans, we need to talk about it. Let's talk about it, and let's just be real. I just like people to be real, because this person, I'm the same. This is who I am. Nothing's going to change. I never believe in pretending to be someone that I'm not, or going along with what people want to hear for for friendships, for in this case for views, or I see some content creators, they say what people want to hear. They say, what they go along with it, even if it's talking about their own black folks or talking about their own. They attack people. I'm not down with that. It's not about that. It's about speaking the truth. 2.0, and I think truth is refreshing, and you know it when you hear it, because speak the truth. When you speak the truth, it goes out. You can tell, because silence can't be heard. So you need somebody speaking up. Like I said, silence can't be heard. So you need to speak up, speak the truth. 2.0. God bless you guys. Love you.
You want to get rid of nope?
What?
I'm kind of trolling the whole time. Nope.
What? No, you don't. No, you don't love everyone. You're here. You're a liar. Miss me with that boo. You know what? God bless you. In the mighty name of Jesus, I pray that you bless this person with this fake name called Nope, and that you just open up their eyes to see that you said, God, beloved above all, you wish that thou may prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prosper. And no weapon formed against us shall prosper. And every tongue that rise up in judgment, thou shalt condemn. This is our heritage, is and our righteousness in him, says the Lord of hosts. So anyway, whatever's going on in your life, it has nothing to do with us. No, you need love, and we just pray that somebody give you a hug today and show you some kindness. We're giving you a virtual hug. This for you, No. We hugging you. This your virtual hug, because you need a hug. We're not your problem. Whatever's going on in your life, we just pray that it's somebody that's there for you.
They see us as enemies for some reason.
Somebody's there for you because you need some love.
Oh, the Mr. We really appreciate your comment. We have respect for you also.
Go ahead. What did they say? You want to read that before we get off?
Thanks for the great show. As always, Cindy and Son. You guys are great, and I have much respect for you two. Speaking the truth is hard for the majority these days.
It is. They fight you tooth and nail. They don't, no matter. They like hearing lies. That's what's in. But anyway, God bless you. Catch us later on, and we'll see you then. I got to go to the gym.